Acupuncture is the most recognizable export of traditional Chinese medicine. But among the physicians who built this system, there was a well-known caveat. When acupuncture doesn't work, Moxibustion will. The ancient text Su Wen traces the origins of Moxibustion back to the ancient north. This was an environment defined by high mountains, wind, and relentless ice, where early humans constantly battled the cold. Survival in this landscape relied entirely on fire. As people huddled around the flames, they noticed something specific. Exposing their joints or abdomens to localized heat and smoke relieved the deep, aching pains caused by the freezing weather. Over thousands of years of trial and error, that accidental relief was codified. Physicians began mapping exactly where to apply heat on the body to treat specific ailments, turning a blunt survival tactic into a targeted external therapy. This flowchart maps the structure of modern moxitherapy. Mastering this system requires understanding how the application of fire of external treatments. The foundation of this system is the herb Ai Ye, or mugwort. The raw leaves are dried, pulverized in stone mortars, and sifted repeatedly until they break down into a fine, highly combustible yellow floss called Ai Rong. Mugwort became the default material for a specific chemical reason. It burns slowly and evenly, producing a type of heat described in ancient texts as pure yang. It penetrates deep into the tissue, rather than simply scorching the surface of the skin. The tree splits into moxa and non-moxa. Under moxa, the traditional application is cone moxa, mugwort floss shaped into tight pyramids. Applied directly to the skin, this deliberately causes blistering for immune response. Alternatively, an indirect method inserts a physical barrier between embers and patient. They place the burning cone on a slice of raw ginger, a medicinal cake made of powdered herbs, or a layer of salt packed directly into the belly button. These organic barriers act as a thermal filter. They protect the skin from severe burns while allowing the heat to drive the active chemical properties of the ginger or salt straight into the body. Another major delivery system is pole moxa. Here, the mugwort floss is rolled into tight cigar-like cylinders that burn slowly over a long period. Practitioners manipulate these poles to change the heat signature. They use pecking sparrow, moving the tip up and down, or sweeping circles over a wider area. In pressing moxa, a specialized pole is pressed directly onto cloth layered over the skin. The compression forces a concentrated heat wave straight down into the tissue. The most exact method of heat delivery merges moxibustion directly with the practice of acupuncture. In warm needle moxa, a small cone of mugwort is secured to the handle of an inserted needle and ignited. The copper or steel shaft of the needle conducts the thermal energy, bypassing the skin entirely to heat the muscle from the inside out. This evolution shows that ancient physicians were actively manipulating the depth, pressure, and geometric distribution of the heat to trigger specific physiological reactions. This organizational chart also reveals a second main trunk, non-moxa moxibustion. These are specialized methods used when mugwort is the wrong tool for the job. In junxibustion, practitioners dip the pith of lanternwick grass into sesame oil, light it, and touch it quickly to the skin. It creates a sudden, startling pop of heat, a technique used to treat shock or infantile convulsions. For deep, ulcerated sores, they use wax moxa. A small ring of dough is formed around the wound to protect the healthy skin, and wax is melted directly inside the ring to draw out toxins. Other variants rely on inorganic reactions. In aluminum moxa, a paste of mercuric chloride and salts is applied to aluminum foil. A replacement reaction occurs, oxidizing the aluminum and generating intense, localized heat without ever striking a match. These mineral-based methods indicate that practitioners were looking beyond plant matter, utilizing chemical reactions between metals and salts to generate heat. The hundreds of methods mapped across these branches form a specialized toolkit for thermal manipulation. Whether it's packing salt into the umbilicus to treat digestion issues, or applying an acidic medicinal paste to the jaw to counteract facial paralysis, every permutation serves a distinct purpose. By combining carefully calculated thermal stimulation with the physical map of acupoints and the active compounds of specific medicinals, practitioners created a reliable way to trigger the body's natural immune and healing defenses. What began as a desperate huddle around a campfire became a codified system of heat application used to regulate the body's internal functions.